Right, this is a video on drawing the hoop. It's a little bit more complicated than any of the other parts, so I decided to make a quick video for you. You can follow along by going through these plans. This is where I'll get all of my dimensions from. So let's go ahead and start a new part studio. I'm going to draw this on the top plane. So I'm going to go ahead and hide the other ones, put a sketch on the top, and then I'm going to go ahead and hide the top plane as well. When I look at this from the top view, I have the origin, which is where everything is, well, most things are going to be based off of. Here I've got ready to go. Okay. The first circle, the inside of the hoop, is going to have a diameter of 1.25. And then there's an outside arc that has a radius of 2. Well, a radius of 2 means that it should have a diameter. A radius of 1 means it should have a diameter of 2. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that circle. From this point on, I'm going to draw all of just the straight lines. So let's be really careful when we draw these. We want to make sure we're not angling. Always make sure that this little icon of vertical, see that little horizontal and vertical line? We want to make sure we're always drawing vertical and horizontal. So I'll draw the first vertical line starting at what would be about 9 o'clock. First line is 0.98. And then it goes in. Let's make sure again we've got, right now I'm drawing at an angle, which isn't good. Whoop. There we go. There's my vertical line. That's going to be 0.125. And then I'm going to go, see, I'm perpendicular, so that's good. That's going to be 0.24. And looks like I've gotten a little crooked, but that's vertical. There we go. There we go. That's vertical. It's horizontal. That's going to be 1.125. And lastly, I'm going to go up 0.25. I can escape out of that. And we're going to do the same thing over here at what would be about 3 o'clock. So again, make sure you're not at an angle. Make sure you going straight up. I like to see that little icon, although it does show me that it's straight here. So I'm going to go ahead and left click and go 0.98. There it goes in. .125. Oh, see, I drew that at a little bit of an angle. Whoopsies. I'm going to escape out of that. And then let's try that again. There we go. Now I'm going horizontal. 0.125. We're going to go up 0.24. We're going to go over 1.125. Oh, that caught the end of that line and made it the same distance. So I'm going to actually delete that last line. Go past it. There we go. 1.125. And lastly, I'm going to go straight up 0.25. All right. Now, the trickiest part of this is that there are 3 arcs on the top. The first arc, the middle arc, is centered on this center point. If I go to the arc command, there are 3 types of arcs I can draw. There's 3 types of arcs and some other things we can draw here. I'm going to draw a center point arc. And what that lets me do is select the center of my arc, and then I can draw an arc up here. So I want you to draw one that goes about from 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, about right there. And then I can put in the radius of it, which is 2. Back over to the arc command, I'm going to use a 3-point arc. A 3-point arc lets you select the beginning and the end of the arc, and then curve whichever way you want, and put in the radius, which is 1.875. We do that with the other side as well. Now, these arcs aren't done. Okay. In fact, if I click on the end point of this arc, you can see I can still move it around quite a bit. So what we're going to do is make all of the arcs tangent with each other. Tangent is a geometric constraint that's located over here. And what it does is it kind of just makes a nice smooth transition from one arc to the next. And they stay nice and centered on everything. I'm going to finish the sketch and extrude these 2 different areas, and those get extruded to 0.25. We've got 2 more pieces of geometry to draw. The first one is where the backboard pole goes, the post. It's directly above the center point, and it has a diameter of 0.4. And it is located from the center point 1.62. Then the last one is a square. Now the square lines up with the back edge of this, okay, and it goes to the front edge. So it kind of is the same width, I guess. So let's use these lines to say I'm going to go from here to here. So 0.24 is the height. It should already say 0.24, so I'll hit enter. And then I'm going to make it 0.5. Now the only thing that I need to do with this is it needs to know its position back and forth. And according to my plan, that should be 0.625. So now it's centered. I'm going to go ahead and extrude, remove those 2 things. The back of the hoop is a little thicker, so we're going to add a sketch to here again, and I'm just going to draw a line to separate kind of where it goes, extends further, and that's going to go up another 0.25 inches. So majority of the hoop is done. We do need to add a fillet. So the radius of the fillet here is going to be 0.125, which means when I round the top and bottom, it's going to have this perfectly rounded end. All right, you take a look at these directions. All we have to do is give it its proper color. So whatever color you've designed it to be, and we're all done.